everyone. She took my intro. Welcome back to Screen Review. I'm Megan.
I'm Hannah.
All right, thanks, Hannah. Before we begin, we're going to go ahead and do a quick little social media shout out. If you're not following us, you really should be at Boca Tribune. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, really wherever. Again, that's at Boca Tribune. So today we are going to be reviewing a fun holiday movie called KLAUS. It came out in 2019. It is rated PG, and it is 1 hour and 37 minutes long. And I believe it's exclusively on Netflix. It's like a Netflix film.
Yeah.
If I'm correct in that, regardless. So you can find it on Netflix. And as always, we're going to kind of go in with our general thoughts, spoiler free, and just a little bit of discussion before jumping into the plot of the movie. Hannah, what do you think?
I thought it was really nice. I thought there's a lot of good lessons in the movie, and so that was nice to watch everyone kind of like have their own arc, every character that they had in there. So I liked that. This was one of those movies that I saw in 2019 that I never actually watched, and I wish I watched it in 2019 because I think the message is really important. But we'll get into that during the spoiler part. But in total, I'm happy I watched it. It's not as like overtly Christmas as some other holiday movies are to me. I mean, of course, it's like it's there, but it's not faced like, I don't know. So I like how it was kind of understated, but
yeah, I would agree with that. Pretty much, like I was saying, it was very understated, and I mean, it wasn't really a historical movie, but there were some nice little kind of touches of history that they put in throughout the entire film that I really kind of thought that was nice to include. I will say though that the animation style of this movie, again, it came out in 2019. It is an animated film. We should mention that. But the way that Sergio Pablos was the kind of creative director and mind behind this movie, he decided to take it in the direction of a 2D film. And I know we kind of touched on it during our Princess and the Frog review that Hannah and I both really missed the 2D style animation that like Disney technically, I guess, pioneered, let's say. I mean, stole, but pioneered. Regardless. And he kind of saw this movie as a way to almost explore what 2D animation could and would have looked like if 3D animation and CG animation did not come into play. So I thought that was really interesting to kind of learn about that. But, I mean, as Hannah was saying, I mean, it was a nice, fun holiday film, but it wasn't overtly Christmas and, like, Santa Claus is coming, like, ooh,
yeah,
better go to bed. Like, it wasn't too much, and it was nice. I mean, it's a nice family holiday film you can enjoy with the whole group or do as I did and watch alone in the dark. Like,
yeah, I watched it with Milo.
Milo's her cat.
Yeah,
I will say. Yeah. Regardless, it was really fun and nice. I mean, at the end of the movie, I was just sitting there. I was like, "Oh,
yeah, like, that's
cute.
nice."
Like, yeah, it was a really nice movie. I really, really recommend it, just in general. And I didn't think I was going to like it, but you know, a lot of people are saying instant holiday classic, and I agree. I mean, it's instant. I liked it too much.
I thought it was nice. To me, it was definitely more like I was noticing different parts of movies in this movie. And so I was like, oh, it's like an homage to this.
Oh, okay. I'm excited to hear your thoughts on that in the spoiler section because I just sat back and enjoyed it. Did not think at all the whole time. Let the movie happen.
Consumed by the magic.
Yeah, it was real magical. Like we'll get into it in the spoiler sections. Regardless, that's pretty much all I have to say in terms of general thoughts. Really recommend it. If you haven't watched it, watch it. And it doesn't even, yes, the holiday-ish movie, but you can watch it whenever you want to. It was just because of the message, you know, the inherent message of kindness and love. Really warmed my heart. My little delicate heart. My Pisces moon.
Exactly.
My Pisces moon was crying. Regardless. But I think now we're going to jump into the spoiler section. So if you had not seen this movie, you absolutely must go do it. Hop on Netflix, watch it, hour 37 minutes. Come back, you can find us. We'll be on the IGTV, we'll be on the Facebook, we'll be on the YouTube at Boca Tribune. Come find us after. So, as always, spoilers, Hannah. Take us where you want to go.
Well, I guess first I'll mention the little bits and pieces I noticed that reminded me of other films. Because I don't know. And so, for example, the I'm gonna butcher their names. The two different groups of people that live there, how they had that feud.
The Ellingbows and the Crumbs.
Crumbs
And the
and the
Ellingbows. Ellingbows.
Ellingbows. So
Mhm.
the Crumbs and the Ellingbows reminded me of like in that Christmas movie we always watched, with the fire guy and the ice guy. But now I forgot everyone's names.
Heat Miser and Snow
Yes,
Miser in The Year
I
Without Santa
know.
Claus. As you guys can tell,
Exactly.
I love holiday movies. They're real nice. Yeah, I
Like
mean, sure,
it
it
was
was
the same
kind of
vibe.
yeah, I mean, sure, it was kind of reminiscent of that. More so what I compared it to was the Hatfields and the McCoys. I mean, how those two
Oh,
families hate each other for like zero reason.
yeah. I mean, I
That's
didn't
what
go
I
there.
that is
I
what I
never.
compared it to.
Okay, Mrs. I didn't think critically at all. I just sat back and was consumed by magic.
I did both.
Well, the only reason why I thought it was like Heat Miser and Cold
Snow
Miser,
Miser. Snow
Snow Miser,
Miser. Cold Miser. Snow Miser.
was because of the colors.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
You know
like
what I
one
mean?
was
The
very
Ellen
cool
was
tone.
red and like
Yeah.
large, and then the yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see that. Sure. I guess let's. What else was kind of reminiscent of another holiday movie or otherwise that you saw?
Well, not necessarily a holiday movie, but like the main character, he reminded me of like from what's his name, The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh my God, Cusco.
Yeah, like it's the same attitude, same energy. Like I deserve
Yeah.
everything. You know what I mean? Like and like the posture was the same, and like the
Mhm.
big guy coming in telling him like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like same thing in that movie.
Yeah, I can tell it's been a long time since you've watched The Emperor's New Groove. The best movie.
When's the last time
Um,
you watched it?
last week. I'm joking. But you know me, I just memorize movies and TV shows, and anything you can watch on video, I instantly memorize for no reason other than that's just how my brain works. Regardless, yes, I would like to cite specific scenes where I see the parallels. I mean, you see Jesper in kind of the beginning, the intro to his character. You see him like lounging at this like
Someone
army
talking
site, I guess
about.
you can call it, whatever. Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, do you want like an espresso, general?" Like, hee hee. And then that's reminiscent to how Cusco was sitting on his emperor's throne, telling all the citizens, "No, you can't have food. Like, feed me grapes, servants."
That's what I'm.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm just drawing the illustration for people that maybe have not seen The Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, thank you for the
I think
example.
yes, you're welcome. I think it's also on Netflix, unless they took it off, but it definitely was on Netflix at one point.
Just wrote down enlightenment on my paper.
Okay, would you like to elaborate on that?
No, I don't know why I wrote that.
Okay, we see where your mind is at. Regardless, I would like to kind of take us. I mean, unless you have any more parallels you saw.
I don't know. If I remember, I had like while watching it, they were coming, but I can't think of any more off the top of my head. But if it comes, I'll let you know.
Okay, sounds good. I would like to kind of take us to the overarching theme that they really made super obvious in this movie was that one act of kindness always sparks another. KLAUS says this a lot, often throughout the movie, and eventually, of course, it kind of
Trickles
rings
down.
true. Yeah, it rings true in the end for everyone involved. I mean, what a fun, nice message for this movie. You know?
Yeah, I really liked it. What's it called? When you my mind just forgot everything. Yeah, exactly. It's like pay it forward.
Yeah. Hannah and I are sisters, obviously. We can kind of communicate telepathically.
Yeah,
That's
because
what
like
has
I
to
have
happen just
no
now.
thought.
Yeah,
She
you
knows
say
what I'm
it and I
thinking.
say it. Regardless. Yeah, I thought that was a really nice theme of this movie. And again, I mean, I would love to just touch on the animation style itself. I am a dork for 2D animation style movies because that's obviously what you and I grew up on. And so it always holds a little special, nice place in my heart. But I mean, I took a class on Adobe softwares last semester. And for one of our projects, we had to do like an animation project, whatever. I mean, mine was trash, but regardless, the examples that the professor gave of what we could do on Adobe After Effects and what have you kind of honestly looked like this film in terms of the way they layered the different scenes regardless. So kind of from that standpoint, animation standpoint, I really appreciated the way that they set up the film and they did everything because it was really meticulous in the way that they did it. And I really appreciated what Sergio and his team were able to accomplish.
Like the effort was there.
The effort was 100% there. And it was still like, it was still cute and well done. I mean, it wasn't a 3D CGI movie. My voice is fine. It's fine. It wasn't a 3D CGI movie, but it was still really nicely done in that kind of 2D style.
I really liked it. I thought it was different and it wasn't going to be, I don't know. I appreciate as well that it felt that because while seeing all of the mismatched of other movies in this, and then on top of it, like already having an older vibe, it felt really nostalgic watching it. It didn't feel like the first time I watched it was just now, you know, well, not whatever, but
yeah, I get what you're saying. I would like to kind of point attention to the music choices in this film were a little bit odd.
The girl was singing.
It was interesting the way they chose to do it. I mean, it is a kids movie at the end of the day. Like it's funny, it's fun in the way they do things. So that's why they did it. I mean, if you have a child, I'm sure they'll appreciate the like loud music randomly sprinkled in there. But I mean, it was funny. I can say that I'm an adult, but I smiled at some jokes here and there. I enjoyed them.
Yeah, I definitely was laughing. I thought it was funny when he gave that guy coal and he got real sad, like scared. I don't know. I think it's not funny, but
that's the funny part for you. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it was interesting to see kind of the reimagination of a Santa Claus story because how many times over and over and over again have we heard a Santa Claus origin story? I mean, it's been done countless ways. I mean, the Ted Allen one was honestly an abomination.
Wait, what is that?
It's the one where he starts transforming into Santa Claus.
When he falls off the roof, like
that one was a lot. I'm sorry if that's your favorite, but I just can't get behind that one.
So what's your favorite? Would this be one of your new favorites?
Don't ask me to pick a favorite for anything. We were talking about zodiacs earlier with my Pisces moon, Libra sun. I can't decide.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. This will be added to my list of favorites because I can't have one.
Okay.
Yeah, so not to shut you down or anything. But I mean, yeah, this one was really nice, and again, I really like the way they made KLAUS kind of a three-dimensional character. Oftentimes in holiday Christmas movies, have you, Santa Claus is just meant to be like, oh, this jolly old man who just makes toys and delivers them, like like he's so great. But in this time, I mean, he had a backstory, he had a future. I really love the way they made him three-dimensional.
That was something I never even thought about in the movie. Like I always just considered him to be one of the characters. I didn't consider him to be like a trope that is like constantly redone. But to add that nuance, I appreciate as well. Now that you brought it up.
Thank you. How nice. More kind of, I mean, of course this is going to happen. It is a children's movie. Of course, Jesper is going to find the love of his life in Alva. I found it to be unnecessary.
I think her entire character was unnecessary. Like, I don't know why we needed to have a school teacher. Why couldn't the kids just go to school? You know? But yeah, we can talk about that after the commercial.
Yeah. everyone. Welcome back. Before we kind of continue on our Alva discussion, again, make sure to follow us on social media at Boca Tribune. Really, any social media platform, you can find us at Boca Tribune. So make sure to give us a follow.
Yeah. So let's continue. Her name's Ava. Alva. Alva was her name.
Yes.
Yeah. It could be just because she was Rashida Jones that I already didn't feel like there was a need for her. But yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts about the Alva character and the idea of like the only reason why she was there was that he could have a marriage. And that was the only acceptable reason to settle there. Because if Alva didn't exist, he was not going to stay for Santa Claus. Like, he was going to leave, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so the only reason why he stayed was because of her. I mean, men can make decisions without having to have a woman to tie them down. Like, I don't know. I didn't think they needed to put that point in there.
Yes, I agree with you. Although, I mean, at the end of the day, again, it is a children's movie. There always kind of has to be love involved in some sense. Mostly all of them have it. I mean, people hail Frozen for being like, oh, the first Disney movie that doesn't have like, you know, the prince and the princess like falling in love at the end. But like Kristoff and Anna, hello.
Yeah, it still happened.
Still there. Like, yeah, sisterly love saved the day at the end, but like, sorry.
We still watched the wedding.
I didn't watch the wedding. What the heck?
Oh, that was like, oh, never mind.
Oh,
that was in one. I thought that was in one of the specials or something, or like in the. I don't know. Maybe it didn't happen.
It was Tangled, I think, but don't quote me on that.
No, Tangled had a wedding.
What?
Tangled did have a wedding. So I remember seeing her walk down with her short hair. But
okay, regardless,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, not important. Back to this movie. Yeah, I found Alva to be unnecessary in this. I mean, it was nice. Like, I'm happy she refound her passion for teaching and was able to connect with the kids and make their lives better. I mean, maybe it was more so a commentary on education, the importance of education in a society, like
a place where kids can come together.
Yeah, something to that effect. I mean, I can see its role existing there, but the fact there was no school beforehand is like a little bit
confusing.
Yeah.
Like, the whole society's broken. We just are at war.
Yeah, the whole constantly. But Santa Claus fixes everything. I would like to point out that KLAUS. KLAUS in the end, what a beautiful way
he transcended.
He really did. It was emotional. Didn't want it to happen, but the fact, I mean, I don't really I guess truly understand the ending of the movie. I mean, is he a ghost? Like, is that how he comes back?
Coming.
I don't really get that part of it.
There's 2 pints of milk for him.
He's thirsty. He gets a little plate of cookies. It's a little bit concerning. Kind of that ending was a little confusing. I don't think children will think into it that much.
It's the spirit of KLAUS.
Yeah, it's the spirit of Christmas. That could be it.
A little coming to you.
Yeah, I feel it. A little bit of a confusing, interesting ending for them to kind of put there. But it was nice for Jesper to, you know, the kind of final, I don't know if it was the exact final line, but regardless, he's like, oh, I get to see my friend once a year. Like, if they had dragged that scene out any longer, I would have been in tears.
Like, if he showed up.
Yeah, he showed up.
Sat down.
I would have been scared. Again, I don't, like, logistics wise, they don't really expand on, but I guess that would take away from the magic of it. It was really nice, though. I mean, the thing with the birdhouses was beautiful. KLAUS and his Lydia, his lovely Lydia that he mentioned, that was also an unnecessary hurt that I didn't need. But
it adds to his niceness.
it does add to his niceness, and it adds to his dimension as a character. That kind of backstory is really nice. I mean, this soft-spoken, nice man who just was building toys for all his kids that never came, and then his wife got sick.
Right.
Felt heartbreaking in the least, but every superhero needs a tragic backstory.
True.
Yeah, superhero. Regardless,
Saving the day.
At the end of the day, I really loved this movie and what they were able to do with it. It was fun. It was funny. It was also heartwarming and had a lovely message at the end of it that I really don't have many negative things to say about this movie at all.
No, I don't think so. I don't really have anything negative to say as well because it was a really good movie. I don't know. I also got Three Musketeer vibes at the beginning when they were doing the training camp.
They were training for the army?
No, they were training to do the postage stuff.
Oh.
But in the actual scene where all of the little men are doing their workouts and stuff, training to do their job in the same way that in the Mickey Mouse Three Musketeer movie, when Pete walks through the courtyard and they're all working, he's walking to go find the Three Musketeers the same way he was walking to go find Jesper.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Also, yeah, we're talking about the Disney version with Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, by the way. Not the real Three Musketeers, but the Disney version, which also is an excellent movie. And if you have not watched it, come on. Watch both of them at the same night.
Another parallel is when the two big kids, one is hanging off the cliff and the other one grabs her. Like when Clarabelle and Goofy.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It reminded me immediately.
Mm-hmm. Again, all that we're saying is clearly we're sitting here, two dorks for kids movies. They're just a good time. They just are, and this is one of them. Because there are some kids movies that I watch and I'm not impressed. Despicable Me, hello. And I can say that because Sergio actually made Despicable Me. Not your best work, Sergio. Sergio is as I said, the creative mastermind behind this. He also made The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Don't know how to say it. Don't like that movie. And he also made.
Wait, what did he make?
Tarzan.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
He takes his time. Interesting.
Yeah, he has quite the resume and quite the just different works of art. All very different. But this I found to be really, really successful. And the fact that it was released in 2019, again, recent children and family movies, I find to be underwhelming. I find that they're making them they're nerfing them, if that makes sense. Like the humor is really, really low. It's just a simple plot line. This one was complex and again, really just gets you in the spirit of giving and togetherness. And just, it's a nice time.
And it's about healing division because at the end of the day, the two factions came together. And so that was nice to watch. Also the spirit of Christmas. So this year, let's come together in the spirit of this movie.
Yes. One act of kindness always sparks another. Mm-hmm.
I think I have nothing else to say.
I have nothing else to say. Yeah. Join us next week. We will be discussing What the Health, a documentary on Netflix. So we'll see you then, Tuesday, 7 p.m. So make sure to join us there. Thanks, guys. I'm excited.
Bye.
Bye.
Information. If it exists in writing, we print it. If it exists online, we update it. If it exists on mobile, we notify. If it exists in video, we show it. If it exists in audio, we play it. In the past, the news had to wait for a paper to print for it to happen. Today, news happens in real time. It's analyzed, edited, and published immediately by us, your neighbors, and of course, you. Wherever you are, you write, edit, give opinions, share photos, and make the news happen. This is why a paper needs to be on print, on screen, and on your phone. Wherever you are, your news has its pulse in the community. The Boca Raton Tribune. We are much more than just a newspaper. We are your closest neighbor.